Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. This is going to be a fun watch. I got my eye on this one as a present for Mrs. Ticks because it's definitely for the thinner wrist individuals, being that it's a 1.2 inch diameter AMOLED screen smartwatch. I mean, all those things going for it. It's very rare we see a watch like that. Look at this. Isn't that packaging great? Wow. Wow. All right. Oh, she's going to love this. Yep. Going to wrap it back up for her. Okay. There it is in its little box. I open it up and reveal the watch. Beautiful. Where can you get this? I know you want it already, right? From TomTop. These guys are sending out the HAYLOU RS3. Again, a 1.2 inch AMOLED HD display smartwatch. Decent price. Check the show notes for a possible discount on that as well. In terms of overall specs on this one, it's the global version, okay, of the RS3, also known as an LS04 sport bracelet. It's got Bluetooth 5, fitness tracker, 14 different workout modes, GPS in it as well, and 5 atmosphere waterproof. What more could you want? Here's the details. This is new, a precise Sony GPS low-power module. We may be seeing more of that. Brand new on the market from what I understand. Health monitor, sleep monitor, sports modes, smart reminder, the waterproof function, the different activities you can do with it, and here's the overall basic specs. You've got English, Korean, and Chinese in the international version, so not really worldwide, at least not yet. And here it is compared with the other HAYLOU products we've already seen. This is the RS3. It's a little bit hard to read. That's the HAYLOU Solar, or LS05. We reviewed that one earlier. And this is the RT, which looks like it's a LS05S. Anyway, this is the smallest diameter one, so definitely for the ladies or smaller wristed folks. 12 days of battery life compared to 15 and 10. But it sports 14 different sport modes and the full 5 ATM waterproof capability and that new high-precision GPS. So let's take a look at it. Pull it out of the box. It's sitting on its own little cushion. Wow, it's very lightweight already. Oh, attention to detail there. It's branded HAYLOU on the band itself, which are removable. Here's your whole optical sensor thing with dots and slashes. Wow. It's got a cover that we can take off to reveal 2 buttons. Very, very thin. Very well sealed. Obviously, serious waterproofing on this one. When we get deeper into it, this is glued in place, so nothing there. Open, it says here. And there is, look at this, a round charging dock. Here we go. That looks like, oh, I'm just going to rip. Oh, no, that was for Mrs. Ticks. Well, I'll put a rubber band around it. I get so excited getting into these. It's a charging dock, but not the real wireless kind. You can see that those 2 metal points are for charging. It's very strong magnetic. You can't put it on backwards. It'll definitely hold the watch. So it's okay. Set it on the table. Just bring the watch. Drop it on. It'll be fine. Okay. And do I have a manual? Yes, I do. Here it is. HAYLOU RS3 user manual. English. It's got the 2 other languages as well. Here we go. About charging contacts. There's the QR code for HAYLOU Fun. You can download it here, or you can click on the link in the show notes and get it from the Google Play Store. Here is another QR code for user help. Okay, you could probably do that with your phone right now and get more information if you'd like. Maybe the manual's on there. I don't know. It's very rare that they are. Basic parameters and safety information. And that's pretty much it for our English, I guess. Warranty card. Nice. And then we're into other languages. Yeah. Well, let's charge it up. I'll be right back. Here we go. Single press on the top button. Give it a moment. It vibrates, gives you our startup logo, and then we're into the first watch face of the stock faces. Nice thin little thing. It's got 2 buttons on it. When we swipe down, you get your control panel here, where we can actually change this AMOLED display brightness. Oh, it just connected to the phone because I have it tethered over there. We'll show you the app here shortly. Come back to me now. We can bring it all the way up to full brightness like that, or down to a low brightness for nighttime. I'm running it about halfway right now for you guys. We've got a do not display kind of a do not disturb feature, and of course find your phone right there, and then overall settings where you have choices of watch faces. Now it comes with 3. That one, there's this one. Oh, I'm sorry, it comes with 2. And then you can install your own custom face from the app, and that's it. Those 3 faces. This one is changeable, and these 2 are basically your stock faces. When you swipe over here, you can do a 1-minute or 2-minute breathing exercise where it has you breathe in, breathe out to relax. Come over here, you've got your temperature and forecast information in your area, settable in either Fahrenheit or centigrade. One more time, and wow, we've got last night's sleep time. That's cool. Does it go anywhere? Nope. Light and deep. More in the app, I would presume. Another swipe, and we're into our heart rate. And it's a live, real-time heart rate reading. It gives you your high. Wow. Story behind that one. It's not really 181, but it's interesting. It will track the highest thing it thought it measured, and your lowest, which is probably down there around my resting heart rate. Come over here. You got your overall step count. So far today, distance traveled, calories burned, and then we're back to our heart, our watch face. And of course, they are in a circle, so you can go around to all of them. Swipe up, and now we get into the app drawer where you have your step count, heart rate. Now we have blood oxygen, which wasn't on one of those panels, and I can start a measurement. Now what's interesting about this, first of all, it's using the red diode technology, so it's going to be more accurate. Of course, the green is reserved for the heart rate. It's also going to take the heart rate reading and the blood oxygen reading, so you get 2 readings at the same time. This is not on automatic now. You do have automatic continuous 24/7 heart rate, but not blood oxygen. You have to trigger it each time, and you just get 1 dot on the chart in the app. I wish this were continuous, but as you're about to see, blood oxygen requires you to really be still, wear the band properly, and take the measurement carefully. I'm going to go ahead and show you this on the screen so you can read it, because it's one of the best descriptions I've seen about how to do this and what it's actually doing. So we're looking at blood oxygen saturation, and 90 to 100 is considered a good range. 80 to 89 is challenging, and below that is a problem. So it breaks it into these different ranges, and then it will give you the result. Now it's explaining what blood oxygen saturation, or SP for blood and O2 for oxygen, has to do with. And it's talking about hemoglobin and so forth. So in case you've been wondering, you could either read it right here or buy the band and read it on your own. That's the information thing on this one, and that came from here. Your sporting area is where you have all the different workout things. Jogging is what we would call running. Fast walk is walking. You got biking, climbing, spinning, yoga, and of course you also have water activities, open water swim and swimming pool, because you can definitely swim with this 5 ATM rated watch. You get exercise records here. I've done a couple of them, including this fast walk, and I'm going to be sharing some information about this related to GPS toward the end of this video, so hang in there with me. Here's your weather setup. Last night's sleep time, the same panels we already saw, notices sent to you from your phone if you've got any, a music player, and some more, which gives you an onboard stopwatch and a countdown timer. Let's see, a countdown timer, find your phone, and that breath training that we already looked at as well. And then back into settings when we already looked about these. looked at these. I saw the word about. This is about the watch, what you're going to need to do when you're tethering it and so forth. You can power off, and recovery is basically resetting the whole thing. And so that you get to by swiping up. This one is a back button and power on, power off, and this one takes you directly into sport, and you'll be able to do any of your sporting activity that you'd like. That's it for the band, but I did want to, oh yeah, you see you got 4 green diodes that are flashing all the time in hopes of doing your 24/7 heart rate, and then of course the red one for blood oxygen. I do want to show you the app now and what you can tie into with that one. It's right here, and it's the HAYLOU Fun. When you first open it, every time you get this thing about your location, and you have to grant it location access. I granted access just while it's in use, not all the time. Otherwise, it's going off all the time. That might be why it's constantly asking me about it. So here's your opening screen. You got a few panels in here. There's your activity, bar chart, when it's happening. Wow, barely visible on the camera. It's dark blue against light blue. There's some bar charts there. Bad color combination. Your target is listed here, and you can, of course, check it by day. Here's yesterday. Can you see that at all? Yeah, there, if I try to get it on the side. And overall summary. Now here's the heart rate, and there's that big peak, and I wanted to call the attention to the fact I took it off when I took a shower and whatnot, and left it on the bed sand, and when I grabbed it and put it back on, it looked like it jumped up and took a really high reading before it stabilized back down again. So it doesn't have an entry filter. So some of your readings could be erroneous if they're spontaneous. But other than that, you've got the heart rate, and when you do take the band off, it stops, and it's not reporting fictitious readings, which is really, really great. There was yesterday, and this is today so far to where we are right now. Your averages, again, maximum is incorrect, way incorrect. Maximum is probably about 80 if at most. So just something to be aware of. Then you got your last night's sleep time. The way they divide it up, they give you the orange as being awake, the light blue in the middle as being light sleep, and the dark blue is when you're in deep sleep. They give you the overall percentages, and then a few tips about sleeping. And that's about it right there. So basic stuff. You also have the blood oxygen. Like I said, you get 1 data point when you take a reading. And it'll track maximum and minimum, but it's not doing it continuous. And then your weight. If you decide you're going to do a weight goal, you can set the default weight when you first come in, and then, of course, you can track it by giving data entry over time. The sports section allows you to come in here and do all of these different activities. You can go into the ones that you've already done on the device, and you can take a look at some of the data, which you're going to see in just a minute, related to that fancy Sony GPS high accuracy, low power module in this watch. But I digress. We're going to finish this up by going into the My tab. You can set up your basic information, nickname, height, weight. All this can be set for British or metric. You have background permission setting and all these other things, and basic settings as well, where you can set these things up. As far as third party, you can connect it to Google Fit if you want to, but nothing else. And I think that's it. All right, check this section out. So this new watch, it supposedly has a brand new Sony highly accurate GPS in it, right? And I figured I got to try to show you guys how good it is, or isn't. And so I designed a test for you. What we're looking at is an exercise record. I did a fast walk with this watch, and I got some results. I also did that same fast walk with the Fitbit Sense that I've got right here, and I got similar results. And I've got both of those with the graphics map on an app for each of the watches. That's where we can see how accurate the GPS is. So here's my phone. I've got Alpine Quest to show you actually the 3D picture here of the zone that I'm working in. That's my home, And I'm measuring the footage here. That's the house, that's the carport area, driveway, and this is an open little grassy area. And you can see from the corner of the house, it's about, 70 some odd feet to there. It's about 32 feet to there, and about 27 feet there. So this is the zone that I basically walked around in. I came down and I did about 5 circles around the driveway. I did about 5 circles in this big field area. Then I came upstairs, and you can't see it too easily, but right in here where the pointer is a lanai, and I did 10 loops in the lanai and finished by walking down to the corner of the house right there. I say that so when you look at the gibberish you're about to see, you'll have a feel for what we're looking for. A big loop here, a big loop there, a big loop there, and a line over here. Let's see how good they did. First of all, the Fitbit. There's the house. You can see the outline of it, about the same zoom-in angle. This is the big yard out front. This is representative of the carport area, and this is that little patio lanai area up here. 10 times there, 5 times there, and 5 times there. No idea what wandered off into the forest there, and it looks like it's putting a pointer here at the end of the front side of the house, which is where I ended up. In general, this is an overview that isn't too bad. You get the sense that these circles are all here, but they're not in a perfect alignment with each other. I was careful to walk exactly the same path. Same thing up here and here. Well, let's see how the brand new HAYLOU with the brand new Sony module worked out. Here it's called hiking on this one. About the same time, about the same distance, more or less, when we go into it. We've got the steps and calories and so forth, and workout. But what we're after is that map. There it is. Now, the sad thing about this is you can't expand it any larger than its tiny little window. But you can see the house outline right there. There's supposed to be 5 loops there, 5 loops there, right? And 10 loops up there. And this brand new GPS module is supposed to lay those tracks one right on top of the other. Yeah. Well, it did at least end out at the corner of the house, plus a lot. It's, again, we're only working in something that's less than a 100-foot circle, and we're asking GPS to give us accuracy beyond like 3 feet in order to show it the way they demonstrate it in their pictures in their advertising. But the real end result, well, there's that one versus that one. The Fitbit looks like it's doing a bit better, but then again, it's what, a $300 watch, and this one's not anywhere close to that. So you're getting a decent GPS, but you're not getting a great GPS. Now, with regard to the band itself, back here in the app, I tap up here, I can get into the actual band, shows you the current power level and all of these different things. Here are the dials that you can go into dial setting, and you see that's one that I had selected in here. Whoops. Press and hold. 1, 2, and there you go, with a colorful dial and some basic information. These are the other dials that are supported. There's a custom dial. You can create your own if you want to. It's as simple as just tapping the button, saying online sync. Gives you the size of the face. It's only going to let you do one at a time and replaces the other one. And I'll show you this one when it's already finished. Here we go. Wow, it flashed and went off. Well, thank you very much. There you go. But notice the difference on this. I thought this was kind of fun. That, wow, ironically, it's 10:12, and of course, watch face is set for 10:10, so it's almost, the hands are almost right. But on the far right-hand side, they replaced power level instead of calorie count, which I thought interesting. So not exactly the same as the face there, but this is one of my favorites, so I wanted to end with that one because that's what I plan on keeping on the watch. In addition to this, there's health monitoring, which does not work with this model. It's meant for something else, so a different HAYLOU watch will probably do that. Here's where you got the heart rate sensor. You can set it auto or manual. Messages, do not disturb mode, alarm clock, so forth. Incoming calls you can have notice to twist your wrist to see the time. All the switches that you have on the watch you can also do here. This is fun. You can change the duration of screen on time from 5 to 15 seconds. It'll use more power the more you go. There's your time format, and weather sync is down here as well. This one gives you your version and firmware update, and you can disconnect the device if you want to as well. Okay, the HAYLOU RS3, right? And where do we get it? From TomTop. TomTop brought this to us. That's socially redeeming value is it's a smaller watch. It's a 1.2-inch actual watch. So it really works well for folks with small wrists. It's an AMOLED screen, HD. When you crank the brightness up outside, it's easily visible. It's got this new Sony module in it. Take it or leave it. It's pretty good, but it's supposed to be really good low power as well. I ran a session for 4 hours with GPS on. Power was only 13% consumed. So it looks like it might be, like they say, well over, 20 hours of use with the GPS. Anyway, it's something definitely worth looking at. It's a relatively good price considering 5 atmosphere waterproof and the AMOLED screen and the GPS and the size, everything. So check it out. We have a link in the show notes, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching, gang.